Good afternoon, lacrosse fans, and welcome to the Iroquois Lacrosse Arena one more time for Arenalacrosseleague action. And it is the battle for first place between the Oshawa Outlaws, who will occupy the visitors' bench in the white jerseys with blue letters, and first possession going the way of Six Nations Snipers. And that's how they get that name, as Howdice Miracle stands in spot. That takes all of 21 seconds from Howdice Miracle to get this one started. Zach Higgins getting the start for Oshawa. By far one of the top goaltenders in the league, and a way early movement back on the line by Nick Tchaikovsky. Will hand the second possession of the game over to Six Nations, wearing the orange uniforms with the dark lettering and shorts. As they work the far side, Craig Point was maybe a surprise omission from an NLL lineup at the beginning of this year, but as the shot comes through there, the NLL's loss, as they say, is the Arenalacrosseleague's gain, as Craig Point comes to play for Six Nations and other players of that nature, of course. Some guys on the bubble. We'll talk about Zach Tompkinson. We'll talk about Matt Spenger, who played in the NLL today and last night. Notable absences for the Oshawa Outlaws. Over to the far side, and Steve McCarthy quite emphatically urging his players to get out on the shooter, as here's Howdice Miracle. This time they try pick and roll play with Shane Adams, and the return shot ends up going wide. Higgins will pick it out of the crease, and Oshawa will work up their first extended offensive set. Graham Bergsma quickly to Cam Mancini. Mancini tiptoeing just outside of the fan. We'll go back for Josh Gilray. They've got one tight to the crease. Here's Tchaikovsky. He takes a shot off a stick, and it's picked up by Six Nations. As we said, the battle for first place. Both of these teams coming into play today with 5 wins on the season. 5-2 for Oshawa, 5-3 for Six Nations. So the winner at the end of the day will hold down top spot. Oh, that one right off the face mask. Either that or the throat guard of Zach Higgins. He looks to be all right. He was checked by the official there. But play does continue back down to our left side. Oshawa working right to left here in the opening quarter, as Josh Miller will backpedal to the boards, quickly working the far side as they go around the horn. Passed right back again, and that shot stepped up to and blocked by the Snipers. And quickly down the floor, Ashton Jacobs working with a breakaway, puts the brakes on and goes over the shoulder. The Arrows in this building scored a couple times like that earlier this season. Building that, of course, has so much lacrosse history and lacrosse going on, including the Rebels, the Arrows, the Chiefs, and the Six Nations slash of the Can-Am League. Speaking of slash, Ryan McMichael, the huge one, right there at mid-floor. Picked up by Oshawa, though. Here come the Outlaws. That's quickly putting on the brakes. Tyler Roche. We'll see that one chipped out. The big body of Mike Triolo trying to step in front of Tyler Albrecht. As the Snipers will pass it back all the way up to the restraining line. Quickly into the corner for Albrecht. They get down to the crease and they score once again. Quickly, 2-0 here for Six Nations. Out here in front, they end up on the crease, and it is a 2-0 score in favor of the home side, the Six Nations Snipers. Peterborough Timbermen victorious earlier today, 14-10 over St. Catharines. So if you are watching this on the YouTube channel, be sure to go and check out that matchup, which saw St. Catharines remain in a 3-team logjam for what is effectively second place right now. At the end of this game, it would be third. As another sidearm shot, Shane Adams this time finding it through a crowd. Higgins making the save, and another rebound for the Snipers. Passing out in front quickly. The hole closes up. Ryan Nolan and Graham Bergsman that time. Stepping in on their man all the way out to the restraining line. It's played back. Craig Point will keep it alive. Into the corner. 10 now on the shot clock. Here's Albright. Sidearm shot a little bit off there for Roger Weiss. We definitely know how hard he can shoot, as that was a real change up and a body got in front of that, which allows Oshawa to pick up. 5 minutes gone here in quarter number 1. As Oshawa works to the far side. Nobody up top here as they continue to cycle, and another missed opportunity. That pass rolling away from Josh Gilray. Picked up by Warren Hill, who we really haven't had a chance to talk about yet. Getting the start here for Six Nations in this game. They've been quite a fair bit away from the crease and the net. Have Oshawa so far a very lackluster start here for the visiting side. This one bouncing around in the crease before we were told it would be Mark DeBrone wearing 17, but we were also told he was injured. So I'm not sure who's actually wearing number 17. From up top, a big rip there from Tom Montour, another guy who can really, again, snipe it from the top. Didn't quite get through, neither did the second shot opportunity. Here's Triolo, big long strides. And now he'll duck around in the twist at the end of the shot there, trying to get it past Hill. And they did have Tom Montour hanging out up top looking for the breakaway. And that pass just a little too far. Early 2-0 lead here for St. Catharines. We're about a minute and a half away from the mandatory media timeout under NLL rules. As another one bounces into the crease of Warren Hill. Nicely stopped there by Ryan McMichael, though. And a beautiful pass as he's going to go behind his back. Up for Zach Sloan, who was just outside the restraining line. Now a nice move to get in on the crease. Straight into the net, and Warren Hill, I'm not sure that that's his first save. That's probably the most difficult, as he let the left pad come out. And Shane Adams couldn't corral that. Got caught up in the official as well. 15 seconds on the shot clock now, as they do let fly from Travis Longboat. Higgins with the save. And a roll behind the net. Over center, Darryl Robertson, and they're looking for the in-home player. The penalty box door is still open. And nobody's gone in. It looks like perhaps Travis Elvin. I'm not entirely sure who. It was either Travis or Marcus Elvin, either 55 or 66. They do have 55 on the board, so that would be Travis Elvin as the in-home. Serve all bench and goalie penalties. This one picked up and lifted down the floor. Tom Montour, what a reception. And what a nice recovery and job done by Dylan Goddard, normally an offensive player, who said he had the experience of a lifetime a few years ago, being drafted to the Buffalo Bandits and got to be in camp with the likes of John Tavares, Mark Stainhouse, those types of guys. And he said he learned a lot. As there's a shot that comes in and a nice save by Warren Hill. Halfway through the power play, as this is Marcus Elvin. Walking in, and that shot skips off a stick. Looks like Jake Strocher getting his stick in the shooting lane there to just send that shot wide. 45 seconds now remaining in the penalty. Patrick Corbett. Great season and a half, or maybe two, for the Oakville Rock of Major Series for Patrick Corbett. That one just rolls harmlessly in on Higgins. And we bring it out over the line and complete their offensive change. It rolls into the corner. Well, how does Miracle open the scoring? 21 seconds in, and how about another one? In behind Higgins and makes it 3-0 now. for Six Nations. And they're going to come away with the face-off as well. Patrick Corbett just pushing it ahead after Graham Bergsma couldn't come up with it cleanly. Bergsma still trying to chase after it, and he will. Thought he had it in the stick, but it actually flipped up and out and all the way up near center into the stick of Travis Longboat. So another fresh 30 seconds. Down to 20 now, though. 5 left in the opening quarter. For Six Nations, our previous game finished the first quarter 3-0 for Peterborough as well. And you can check the YouTube channel for that game. Wide open in the back door, but they can't get it through. Enough time to get the shot with Six Nations. Intercepted by Oshawa, and they send 4 quickly down the floor. Here's Tchaikovsky sidestepping a check. Gets in right tight to the crease, but now is going to clear. Ball touched up, so thought there was enough time there, but apparently not in the eyes of the official, as Tchaikovsky called 4 through the crease, which was the correct call. And Tchaikovsky gets that one right in the thigh. And we heard the impact up here. We also heard his grimace in pain after getting hit with that. And now he's going to go get some attention from the trainer. Crease violation sends the ball back this way for Oshawa as we hit the final 4 minutes now of quarter number 1. To the far side, return back again for Josh Miller. Miller had a bit of a space just under the glove there of, Warren Hill. And it was closed up as the shot was arriving. One thing Hill has been known to do is give holes and then take them away. Kind of baiting shooters a little bit, and may have done it there again. This shot wide off the backboards all the way up to center. And now dished off by Lane Smith before he went back over. 5 on the shot clock, and they'll just lift one on net. And Howdice Miracle's perfect record is now gone. He's shooting 67%. As that errant pass, the no-look one from Graham Bergsma, I believe was looking for Cam Mancini, rolls back over the line, and it will be Six Nations possession. Far half boards now. Putting the brakes on, and a lot of movement on the left side of the floor. As it's brought out for, Roger Weiss, whose shot goes wide. Higgins will pick it up, and a 2-on-1 developing here. Triolo with the ball. Triolo will shoot, and that's off the right arm of Warren Hill. Picked up by the captain as he goes down. Still picking up, still with it, is Mike Triolo. Another Buffalo Bandits draft pick, and they're both pleading their case to one of the officials down there on the floor. Here's Tchaikovsky back out there after taking that shot in the leg. I don't think that was him, actually, who took that shot. The bright red shoes from this angle. It may have been Mark DeBrone, who is now also back out on the floor. So either way, that player is fine, as we have passed the 2-minute warning here in the first quarter. Shot comes in here, and Mark DeBrone goes down hard and gets up on the limp out of the crease as he's going to head off the floor. And again, Mark DeBrone going over and having a word with the trainer. Gill right now across center. We'll send it up top. That may have been caught in the back of the stick by John St. John. Now trying the shot to skip it off the turf. That one doesn't quite get through. Neither does this attempt from Cam Mancini. And we will get a change of possession on the 30-second shot clock violation. About to enter the final minute of play here. 3-0 for the Six Nations Snipers. As Roger Weiss dances over to his left. Will now pass off to that side of the floor. Ashton Jacobs looking for the shot, returns with a big check. Actually helicopters the stick out of the hands of the man he's following, who then picks it up and retrieves the ball. What a nice job done there by Jake Strocher. 40 seconds to work with here as Oshawa will back it away all the way up top for Triolo. Triolo far side, pick in front. Now pick and roll as Dylan Goddard has it. His shot goes high. 4 on the shot clock. And slamming on the brakes and turning and firing wide is Josh Miller. And quick restart whistle there. Six Nations didn't have possession. It was on the carpet and stolen by Oshawa, and that'll give them a chance to get Higgins to the bench for the final 10 seconds. Ryan McMichael, Triolo up top, down to the crease, and backdoor. What a job by Warren Hill going to his left. Big save. He'll launch it down the floor, and it's just going to hop over top of the net. Wouldn't have been in time anyways, but for the second time today, our first quarter ends with a 3-0 score. By Triolo, Patrick Corbett doing battle at the face-off dot, and it was Corbett winning that for Six Nations. We have switched sides. The orange jerseys of the Snipers now working right to left. And another quick chance as Luke Laskowicz, wearing the number 84, normally occupied by Marty Hill, with a great shot, and Higgins coming up with his biggest save of the game so far. Second time in a row, tested early on in the quarter as Tom Montour goes low and then tries high on the rebound. This one pushed out of the corner by DeBrone, just thrown into open space as Rance Weiss will recover the rebound. Back up top, they work to Travis Longboat near side, and Longboat, DeBrone came over to fill him in, but he did get the shot away, and Higgins able to make the save. But another rebound here for the Snipers. This one goes through off the backboards, and it's going to bounce all the way out and over the restraining line. Nick Tchaikovsky was high, and he can't pick it up clean, so it'll be called the over and back. And that'll allow Oshawa to work it into the corner. TJ Sanders quickly to the far side. Sanders gets it back now. As we've played a minute and a half in quarter number 2. Dylan Goddard finds a man in front, spinning around, and another wide shot from Cam Mancini. They are getting closer, but still a number of shots off the mark by Warren Hill. Travis Longboat now finds it up top. Tyler Albrecht, they wait for the change to complete. And now there are 5 fresh bodies out there. Craig Point puts it in the corner for Albrecht. Albrecht will work out with it. Looking for Laskowicz, and Laskowicz just couldn't get a shot away before the shot clock expired. Tight defense there for the Outlaws. As now they'll turn it quickly up the floor. Triolo back to the cutter. The give and go with Daryl Robertson, who has the only goal of the game, the only chance of the game significantly for the Outlaws, as he went in on Warren Hill on a breakaway in that first quarter. Strocher over center now. He passes to the front door. Played back by John St. John. Ryan McMichael down into the corner. TJ Sanders will sidestep again, and a sidearm shot from Josh Gilray. That's hits off a defender. Goes up out of play. Maybe Ashton Jacobs, I believe. He was adjusting the face mask. Both him and Marcus Elvin were high. Elvin goes after the ball carrier now, as Josh Gilray will accept the pass. Big pick there, and Marcus Elvin looked like he dropped his man, who did fall to the carpet. 10 on the shot clock, but it's stolen away. As here comes Six Nations. Martin Whitaker up with it off the bench. Here's a shot, and it was a bit of a weird one, as it looked like it may have hit off the stick, one of the Outlaws players, and if it didn't, just killed all the momentum off that shot. So reacting to the save was Higgins. The ball arrived later. Gage board heading off here as Zach Sloan will work to the net, and that one just wide. as there's now 10 on the shot clock as Oshawa regains possession. Josh Miller will just rip it from his spot and saved there by Warren Hill. Had a bit of trouble finding it out of the crease before going up to Braden Hill. But they have got it in the zone now. Rance Weiss dropping down was Higgins. That one hits him again off the throat guard. Another pass off a stick of a defender for the Snipers, as they've been very active in the defensive zone so far in the first part of this game. 45 seconds away from 5 minutes gone in the second quarter. Still just the 3 goals from the Snipers, and Howdice Miracle, we're being told, in on all 3, scoring 2. Up top, TJ Sanders. He goes to the far side for Tchaikovsky. Here's Sanders again, the shot. Warren Hill, he was leaning way left, and Dylan Goddard couldn't come up cleanly, or he had all the right side of the net, and it turns into a goal the other way, unassisted for Tom Montour. Here in the second quarter, just about 10 minutes left to go, as Graham Bergsma go at this face-off along with Patrick Corbett. Corbett still tied up, and down hard goes Ryan Nolan. No call there as those two got tangled up. Back near side, John St. John. He'll take up residence on the crease. Up for Triolo. Rips a low shot that finds its way through to Hill. They're going to try again with Montour. He is the only one back. Can he catch up to the ball? He did, but couldn't quite handle it cleanly. He still got it, though, facing 3 Outlaw defenders. Played back for Ashton Jacobs, and now they're going to slow things down, pushing it all the way back to the face-off circle, where Braden Hill will await the line change. Shot clock down to 5 seconds as they finally get the 4 penalty killers out there. Ooh, that one close to going back in as Ryan McMichael touched it up. 25 seconds remaining in the penalty here. So this may be the last opportunity for the Outlaws. It'll start with John St. John and Triolo. Down in the corner, looking pass all the way and shooting at the last minute was Ryan McMichael. Off the glass, over far side for Josh Miller. 7 seconds now as Hill goes to his right, knocked the net off, and then collapses over top of the ball. Not wanting to move as he didn't know where it was, as now Braden Hill will bring it over center, and that'll do it. Outlaws now 0 for 2 on the power play. So far in this game, 4-0 for the Snipers, and we've got 8 minutes and 15 seconds left here in the second quarter. Swiping at it is Craig Point. He takes exception to being taken into the boards by Zach Sloan. Oh, huge rip from the restraining line by Tyler Albrecht. And that one put Higgins on his backside. Still managed to keep it in front of him, though, as Sloan, couple spin moves to find open space, will now pass for Tchaikovsky. In the corner, Craig Point up top, ripping the shot. Believe that's Cam Mancini, the only man back now on defense, as it skipped away from him. Howdice Miracle making his bid for the hat trick, but not to be. In the media timeout territory, our next whistle will be the stoppage in play as Miracle goes to the far side. Miracle up top. They pass it down in the corner and continue to work the left side of the horn. Now the right. As that pass skips off a stick, goes right to Shane Adams. He wouldn't settle down for him, and a quick restart whistle as they go up for Darryl Robertson. Robertson, hard pass over for Triolo, who was kind of standing there waiting for it. No real movement as the ball is, again, Hill not sure where it is, but does fall on top and make sure that it stays out of the net. Joel Shepley to the far side. They work into the corner. Lane Smith coming out with it. Smith calling for it up top as goes back for Luke Laskowicz. Laskowicz cutting through, takes the shot. Higgins the save, it looked like. Now the shot clock does reset as the Outlaws regain possession. Ryan McMichael, bit of a 2-on-1. He gets stood up there, did McMichael, and now he'll back out. McMichael over for Triolo. And McMichael again. Those two continue to pass around. Now back to the far side. Here's the shot. There was a screen there. Gage Board. The nice one on target is Josh Gilray. Now gets help from Triolo and Board. And it will be latecomer Gage Board picking that one up. Up top for John St. John. St. John looking for an opening. Couldn't quite get it through the crowd. And Gage Board trying to pick it up again. Triolo bridges over top of the ball. 5 on the clock as John St. John gets it back. Took a big bump, had to check to make sure he still had the ball. Then lets a big shot go on Hill, who makes the save. Rebound controlled by Josh Gilray. Gilray outrunning 2 defenders will now flip it off for Triolo. Oh, nifty pass there and a goal. It's now 4-1. That was a long time coming, nearly full 20 minutes for the Oshawa Outlaws. Started by the nifty over-the-shoulder pass from Triolo. All the work done by Gilray down in the corner. A flip to Triolo and in. Beautiful play as Triolo will now give for Laskowicz. Pardon me, Nick Tchaikovsky. Played back for Dylan Goddard. Goddard works around a pick. Now the sidearm shot. Hits Warren Hill high in the shoulder. That'll be lifted over top before it's picked up by Albright. Albrecht gives for Rance Weiss, the assistant captain. Played back here. Bit of a choke up on the release there by Travis Longboat. Didn't quite get everything on that shot, but looked like it fooled Higgins, and it was just high over top of the net. Zach Sloan back for Tchaikovsky again. Tchaikovsky trying to get away while falling before touching the crease. It's a nifty play there by Gilray one more time, but again, Warren Hill there to stand tall and make the save. Closing in on the final 4 minutes of the second quarter. 4-1 for the Snipers. This period is 1-1 as John St. John takes the shot and goes off the backboards, and then he skids on his stomach on this turf. Higgins did get over to make contact with that ball, but it will be Luke Laskowicz making it 5-1 here. In the back of the net makes it 5-1. We've got 3:43 now left to play in quarter number 2. Here's Mike Triolo. Triolo coming in. Oh! They do call that a goal. This is pretty. At first I thought that went off the crossbar for the second of the game. For the Outlaws, John St. John wins the faceoff, ends up drawing 3 Snipers to him. That opened the man on the crease, TJ Sanders, who just couldn't hang on to the pass. And Montour had thoughts of another breakaway. Over the shoulder for Craig Point. And in the crease, and with 3 minutes left to go, we will pause for the media timeout. Catching the shot in the basket of the stick. It's played up by Marty Whitaker. Near side now for Travis Longboat. Stepping off the bench. That's the shot we're more accustomed to seeing from Roger Weiss, as he's going to come away with a loose ball as well. And it's played here by Travis Longboat into the corner. Working out with it is Laskowicz. Back for Craig Point. Now over to the far side. Dancing around, up for Weiss. Fake the shot, and then finds his man in tight. Craig Point with a goal. That's just the respect that people have for the shot of Roger Weiss. They're going to need to put a new wing on the building if these teams keep winning. Another face-off win now as Patrick Corbett tries to duck under the low bridge there from Ryan McMichael, and just at the last second, McMichael catching the stick. Big hit on the far side as DeBrone sends his man to the carpet. Shada Adams recovers though and is able to pick up the ball. 35 seconds here for Laskowicz. Steps into a big shot and it goes off the backboards, and reaching for it was Mark DeBrone. Actually overruns the ball, and with pressure developing and 18 on the shot clock, it looked like, the Six Nations Snipers call timeout. Quickly to the restraining line. They're going to probably delay the goalie pull, would be my guess. Already with the 6-2 lead. And as they continue to play around, Warren Hill will actually go all the way back and cutting through. This should be a hold here on Zach Sloan. He was all over his man. Coming in the last second, Tyler Roach with the huge hit. Clock is running as they were discussing the play, and here's Roger Weiss. Roger Weiss, sidearm shot here from Craig Point. That one went high on Higgins. Looked like Higgins was definitely hit him in the face mask. Looked like he was trying to get the official's attention to stop play, but the horn does sound, and a big period in the battle for first place. And we're back inside the Iroquois Lacrosse Arena for Arenalacrosseleague action between the Oshawa Outlaws, the Six Nations Snipers. It is the battle for first place, and right now it is being almost completely dominated by the Six Nations Snipers. So we'll see what the conversations in the locker room, if there's anything that those would have done, pardon me, to change anything for either side, as a massive battle between Patrick Corbett and Mike Triolo. They've been going head-to-head with each other at the face-off dot pretty much all game. Oh, my goodness, Roger Weiss from the restraining line. The power he gets on his shot with not a lot of wind-up or follow-through has been impressive for years. They will give assists to Craig Point and Patrick Corbett. And 30 seconds in, and how about Tom Montour adding another one? Came into this game with 59 goals against through 7 games. Everyone else had played 8, but the next closest competitor was 92. So it's really been a great performance so far this season. However, not so much here tonight. Six Nations Snipers on this floor, when they are the home team, they're 3-0-0. Oshawa Outlaws, perfect home record as well, 4-0-0, but away from their home floor, 1-2. As Triolo took a wild stab at that and then tried to step in front. All the momentum going the way of Six Nations right now as Marcus Elvin runs in, elects to go back for Howdice Miracle. Weiss directing traffic, now Miracle. He gets taken down hard as the ball squirts free, rolls into the far corner. That was Josh Miller on the check. Up top, another quick stick play down on the crease. And the Snipers, it almost seems like they can do whatever they want on offense right now. Weiss hits his man very close to the open door right now, and some more shoving. Zach Sloan will now head to his own bench. 8-2 is the score for Six Nations over the Outlaws, and maybe that'll stem some of the momentum there. Daryl Robertson works in front, and he will score. That'll make it 8-3. Already 3 goals in this period. And Corbett and Triolo go another round at center floor. This time Triolo getting the better of that exchange, and it takes two guys to push him over center floor, but he didn't get there before passing the ball away. Another tight defensive set, though, for Six Nations, and quickly getting the ball back. There's just no breathing room for this Oshawa defense. Lane Smith trying to go back. It ends up with Howdice Miracle, and that's one that Higgins gets a piece of this, but just not enough as it ends up in the back of the net. And Steve McCarthy sticking with the starter, but you do kind of wonder how long. Big hit there, and they're going to say that was on the loose ball from Daryl Robertson. Mike Triolo mixing it up a little bit with Marty Whitaker. Over in the corner now as Six Nations, they're just firing at will, as there's been a lot that have seemed to gone in that wouldn't on a normal day, as Laskowicz looked to go after that ball, picked up by the Outlaws though. And Mike Triolo tried to pick that up one-handed, will now jog back over center. Now to the restraining line. Pick in front of him is Mancini. And Mike Triolo all the way to the crease. And stops just short of the violation. Now gets it back over to the far side. Here's Mancini. Shoots through Tom Montour. That one did get on net for Warren Hill and resets the shot clock. But the rebound picked up here by the Snipers. Bit of a hidden ball play as they cross center. Ends up back in the stick of Rance Weiss. He'll drop it down now for Howdice Miracle. Looking for four. Oh, and Higgins didn't see that one arrive as it went past the defender. And look out here as Warren Hill comes after this ball and then provides a pick as Miracle will get it back one more time. Miracle from outside the fan. He'll take a few steps back as Shakowski's on him. Circling the net now is one of the Snipers, and they tried to get the quick stick. Opportunity through to the cutter. Another one off the left arm and in. A lot longer for Zach Higgins and Coach Steve McCarthy and the Oshawa Outlaws. Again, only 59 goals against coming into this game, but a team that only scored 87 as well. They were a game behind. 6 goals behind Toronto, who has played one more game, and 12 behind Six Nations coming in. But really starting to dig a hole that may be hard to climb out of. There's a good one for the confidence of Higgins as he makes the kick save with a man right in tight. But another loose ball rebound as Montour tries to roll it in. And now some confusion as to where the ball is going to be reset, and between the officials as to whether or not that hit the goaltender before it went out. It will be Sniper's ball. Big whack there, and it goes off the helmet, and we're going to get a delayed penalty call here. Power play. There are some coaches out there that when they get upset, they get louder. Steve McCarthy actually gets quieter, and he's real silent right now. Oh, that one off the post, off the back of Higgins, and somehow manages to find the ball. Wow. Sometimes that crease can be a very lonely place. Zach Higgins is finding out right now. Double team on Mike Triolo as he tries the rag play. Of course, in the summer, this would be shot clock off. In NLL rules, it's going to run. Speaking of run, here's Montour. Tom Montour putting the brakes on as pressure arrives. And then a big chop down as Nick Tchaikovsky was on him. Couple fans really wanted a call there. Montour to Lane Smith. Very late call. I kind of wonder if it was the goalie change call. When that one went in, somebody actually did call from the crowd pardon me, for the goalie change, which could have been the reason for the delay. As the Snipers will now pick up the face-off as well. Ashton Jacobs with it. As here's Roger Weiss. Expect a big outside shot as Higgins now returns to the bench. The trainer did go down to the tunnel with him. As they go back door, oh, that is a tough stop for a goaltender coming in cold. But Lucas Coote goes to his left nicely. And the clearing attempt by the Outlaws intercepted by Weiss. And again, quick release on the shot. Big rip off the crossbar and out of play. And Weiss has it again, looks for options, there is none. So he goes behind his back into the corner. In media timeout territory, I believe, as the power play about to expire. 5 seconds left. Up top, Travis Longboat. Down on the crease, working with it, and Coote puts the left arm on it and will make the save. Longboat again, though. Chasing it down here, Shane Adams, and Longboat able to come up with the ball. Pardon me, that's Travis Longboat up top, as it was Roger Weiss and Shane Adams working in the corner. All the way up top, Luke Laskowicz with his second. Pretty cold, made a couple decent saves before this last goal. Coming off the big shot, racing down the wall. A big tie-up now right in front of us at center floor with Ryan Nolan. Now Nolan going back after Patrick Corbett, coming in to help out Josh Gilray. And it's going to be Nolan coming away with the loose ball. We'll see what Oshawa can do with it now. As Nolan passes it up. Got hit pretty hard into the far boards. It's now corralled by Josh Gilray. Oh, that's in the feet of Hill, rolling towards the line. But he does the pirouette on his knees to turn that one aside. And Warren Hill, not tested a lot. When he's had some shaky moments in the crease as well. Only 3 goals to show for, though. Most of that due to the, obviously, play of Warren Hill as put another one up. It's now a 10-goal lead for the Snipers. Corbett in for the face-off, this time facing against Josh Gilray. As Ashton Jacobs will back pedal away. Played down into the corner. Snipers still controlling it now. Ashton Jacobs will pass all the way up top for Weiss. Shooting lane plugged up. He had that one ready to go, and that'll be the media timeout. 5:24. All Snipers. Outside of the timeout, we get a bounce shot from Six Nations. And you just kind of hold your breath every time one heads towards the Oshawa net today, as we're just outside of 5 minutes left to play here in the third. 10-goal lead now for Six Nations, as Rance Weiss works up over center. Well, now pass off to Howdice Miracle. Rare drop there for Miracle. Pick and roll comes in and faking far side, going near, hits off the post for Shane Adams, rolls back up top, and the stare down now afterwards. Make it 11, as I always hope for big things in the battle for first place, but sometimes one team really takes that opportunity to stake their claim to top spot, and I believe that's what we're seeing today as the Six Nations Snipers, especially in this building. I've seen it so many times, whether it be Rebels, Arrows, Chiefs, or otherwise. Almost feels like they want to make that statement, but here they come again with Roger Weiss. And there's one thing that for sure. They will not let up, although Lucas Coote there making a nice save. Oh, boy. And he's got to come out of the crease there, so it's not called back in. Now he's got to beat the 8 count all the way down floor. Oh, boy, if this turns into something, what a play it'll be, and we're going to get a penalty called here against the Snipers. Down to the crease. The shot there off the shoulder. And Six Nations will get an Six Nations will get a penalty for cross-checking. I've seen a lot of things happen in this sport over the years, and it is a game of momentum. But Warren Hill not going to let Oshawa come away with momentum there as he sits on top of that loose ball. Up over center, Braden Hill will now bounce it across for Race Weiss. Minute and 20 left in the penalty to Travis Elvin for an illegal cross-check. As Oshawa regains possession, and the perfect stick check on Zach Sloan as he crossed in front of the bench. That one ends up in with the Snipers. And just another one of those plays that could go either way, but just something about what's happening today. Why would you think it would go the way of the Outlaws? Big rugby ruck down here in the corner. The official is right there. Shot clock down to 5 as it's picked up by Oshawa. Finally did come out. They had to put 3 guys on 1 in order to come away with that loose ball. As Mark DeBrone is up here on this offensive set in the corner. Mike Triolo with it right now. Approaching 10 on the shot clock as there's 30 seconds left in the power play. Oh, Triolo didn't miss the far side by much, but it was a wide shot. As 2:06 left in period number 3. And for Joel Shepley now as he comes across center. Played back for Miracle, already with the hat trick today. Scored the first goal of the game, and that looked bad. Oh my goodness, that looked really bad for that right leg of Howdice Miracle. He has gone down and has not moved. Fell in the corner and the knee bent awkwardly, and we can hear him from here. Longtime Six Nations trainer coming out to help Howdice Miracle. We'll step aside and be back. Arenalacrosseleague action from the ILA. Well, folks, as you can see, teams have switched ends. A lengthy delay here for Howdice Miracle, who went off with what looked like a right leg or knee injury. As we said, a lengthy delay. With 1:45 left in the third, they've added that time to this period, and they'll just play it as an extended fourth quarter. It is 14-3 for Six Nations as they recover the ball out of the corner. And now work right to left at the Iroquois Lacrosse Arena. Race Weiss working out of the corner. Zach Higgins has returned to the net for Oshawa. A brief stint there for Lucas Coote. But it is, in fact, Higgins back in there as the rebound is recovered. And up over center, Daryl Robertson. He'll go the length of the floor now and circle the net. They have a cutter, and it was Josh Gilray. But Gilray unable to get a shot away. And then the errant pass here for the Snipers after a long delay, such as the one we had. It's always interesting to see which team will respond or almost recover first. I know there was, especially because it was the Six Nations player, they were the ones that were kind of most in shock, just standing around. Oh boy, shot there goes off the foot of the Snipers player, and they're looking for Montour out and down the floor and a long way from the bench, these Six Nations. So still trying to get a number on who that hit, but he does stay out there. He's got to come up and play defense now on TJ Sanders. as John St. John across the entire floor, going over for Mike Triolo. As walking off the wall, here's St. John and not sure where it is. Yes, that is Warren Hill still in the net for Six Nations. Had to double check there for a bit, waiting for him to turn around. But Travis Longboat will now settle things down. Over in the corner, Luke Laskowicz. During the timeout, it was Oshawa doing more of the stretching and things to try and keep loose. Straight into game action. We were told there may be a warm-up period for them to shoot around or whatever, but that did not happen since we would be between the third and fourth quarters. That break would normally be about 2 minutes anyways. Shot around a screen, and Laskowicz now has 4. Higgins, whose first half wasn't terrible, but whatever happened in that halftime, as Montour over the shoulder, and Higgins stops that one. As Montour backs his way down to the crease, all the way up top. Quickly back into the corner for Craig Point. He's sitting on 2 goals. Now Tyler Albrecht. Pushes it up top. Roger Weiss can't corral it. Now does. Takes a little bit off to make sure that hits the net, but it doesn't as it goes off the boards. It ends up again in the sniper bench. 12:18 on the clock again this period. Or quarter, rather, the scheduled 15 plus minute 45 left from the remaining third quarter. Here's John St. John tap dancing his way in. There's 2 defenders on that side. They elect to go far side, and it's another hard outside shot from Josh Miller. Handled there by Warren Hill. On the mark. Oh, boy. 1, 2, 3, 4. Illegal substitution will be the call. But to put it in context of the day, Triolo will get one here. He's about the only guy with points. Another ball that ends up in the sniper's bench. And a bit of a discussion with the officials on whose ball that was. And they eventually decide Six Nations, so the snipers. Sounds like Dylan Goddard and Ryan McMichael on the assists on the Triolo goal. It also sounded like they said 18, but it was definitely 16. As this is 18, Roger Weiss tracks down his own rebound and a number of moves right in tight. He's got his second, and the lead is back to 12. So Triolo back to the face-off dot. And Patrick Corbett, the 2 that have battled all night long. The bench of Oshawa screaming for Triolo to pull it out. He's got a ton of floor time tonight, offensive and defensively. Corbett still with it off the face-off dot, and a big hit there levels his man as it's played back for Tyler Albrecht. He backs away from coverage over to the far side, and there was one Oshawa player all the way down the floor who now comes to the bench, and they streak in for the traditional 5-man defensive set. That shot coming just as the shot clock sounded. So it'll be a 30-second violation. 2 players in behind in a bit of a jousting match. The official will get right in between them as the ball is loose down in the corner off the errant shot. Picked up by the snipers. Bounce pass up to center floor. Under 10 to go now in the fourth quarter, pardon me. Extended fourth quarter. Lead up to 12, 16-4 in favor of the Snipers. They should, barring something completely disastrous, as Race Vice goes down, keep their perfect home record alive, and the road woes for the Oshawa Outlaws continue here. 2 on nobody, and Race Vice still back in position as it was 2 on nobody, and there were no defenders within half a floor. So lead now 13, 9:21 left to go, and as I said earlier, Six Nations not the team that will let up by any stretch of the imagination, as Triolo will hang on to the faceoff, takes on the triple team and gets away, switching hands in the process. They will now pass off on the near side for John St. John. The cutter's Daryl Robertson, and that basically spoils what was a fantastic effort from Triolo. John St. John getting banged around over here on the boards, trying to save the over and back. Official originally called it tip, but then Daryl Robertson picked it up. Smart play by Ashton Jacobs to let him do that and then run him over the line to ensure the over and back play. It's now 13 and a save there from Higgins as Shane Adams worked in as the cutter. Couple times off the head of the stick, down into the pocket for McMichael. Back for Triolo, hard across the floor, and stick of Gage Board. Board from TJ Sanders, his shot goes well wide. On the far side now, Gage Board playing on his man, and it's going to be the Snipers up over center. 8 minutes left here in regulation. Travis Longboat to the corner. Couple big whacks on him, as Patrick Corbett will cut in towards the crease, but no further. Tyler Albrecht with it now as the shot does come from Lane Smith. Higgins will hang on, and Higgins trying the outlet pass just over the head of Jake Strocher. Snipers chase, and it's now picked up as they start the counterattack. Albrecht back and forth, pass far side, quickly returned back for Craig Point. He's sitting on 2 goals. You know his teammates would like to get him 3, and there it is. Dangerously close to the crease, but I think he was airborne when he touched that one. At the dot right now, it was in fact Marty Whitaker. Triolo gets a free possession as Orange moves early. That shot, did it hit Warren Hill? They're going to say no, it didn't. Not sure how that missed him, as now the frustration and the chirping starting to come from the Oshawa bench. We can hear it all the way over here. I believe it was Ryan McMichael who went off. He was jawing at the ref all the way off to the bench. As Luke Laskowicz, again, already with 4 now on the day, looking for 5 as that sidearm shot from Travis Longboat finds the mark. But Higgins was there, and now a shot here from Gage Board. There was a great outlet pass down the floor. This one really started to come unglued just after halftime. It took 19 seconds off the opening faceoff for Howdis Miracle to open the scoring. And now a big hit there from Six Nations. Again, kind of day it's been. As Triolo will have it back now. One hand shovel shot out towards the net. This one's going to roll around the net, and Tom Montour will run his way down. Just inside the fan, reaching down is Higgins. That one will go up and out of play, climbing the bleachers as we speak. How about the kid with the long pole in the stands picking up the Arenalacrosseleague souvenir? This is picked up here by Luke Laskowicz. Laskowicz, again, 4 already on the day. He'll send it up top. Looking for Shane Adams. Back for Laskowicz. Laskowicz with it. Still with it. Now takes the shot over for Lane Smith, and there's his hat trick. And now some jousting as well. Tom Montour and Tyler Roach. So they're going to chase each other down for this loose ball. A bit of a bump on the near boards. Here's Roach with Montour chasing him as Ryan McMichael will try and scamper away from Montour. Montour has Triolo on him. Now comes over for John St. John. Oh, what a pass to find the cutter with speed. Cam Mancini. And Mancini hits Montour, and they're going to call that back in as it dropped out of the stick. And Montour's been fired up for a while. This is going to cause a stoppage here. 5:06 left to go. And I guess at this point we're foregoing the media timeout. 5:06 left. Some fans have already taken the opportunity to pick up their things and head out. And there are some that are on their way to Paris again. As we said, the third matchup of the night, and Warren Hill got hit right in the face mask. He's stretching things out there. The official did check on him. He did say he was all right. But we'll see next time they go down. Craig Point. I believe that's Roger Weiss, and there's one more. Weiss has his hat trick as Craig Point continues to put up. And now Ryan McMichael lines up next to his man and puts a big arm around his shoulders as they continue their conversation here. No real effort on that face-off either now, as this 4:25. No, it's a rough job sometimes trying to be diplomatic, but that 4:25 can't run down fast enough for Oshawa. But I think that comment probably speaks for everyone else. And Warren Hill is going to play this one out as that shot goes through from Josh Gilray into the corner. Beauty save recently there from Hill. As cutting in front, Race Weiss, as he was running through, just ended up in the wrong place at the wrong time as that shot hit him in the leg and didn't get through to Hill. 15-goal lead now as Joel Shepley will race in. He's got one with him. And Shepley will now pull it out with 20 on the shot clock. Race Weiss slowing things down. The update from Howdice Miracle, they did contact paramedics, and he was headed in for x-rays on, again, what we said was a right leg, possibly knee injury. Because of the seriousness of it, obviously not going to speculate up here, but left the game with 6 points and was having a fantastic season up to that point as well. So our thoughts and prayers are definitely with him. As Dylan Goddard scores to make it 20-6, exactly 3 minutes left here. Been good tonight, and the defense in front of him has been way better. As Montour controls face-off possession and pushes it down in the offensive zone. And I think they've called off the troops on the bench, as we already saw one shot clock violation for Six Nations. They spread the floor here. 10 on the shot clock, 2.5 left on the game clock. And spinning and firing by Lane Smith. As Ryan Nolan will bring it back over center now for Oshawa. 2 minutes and 21 seconds remains in the fourth quarter. It's played back here for Goddard, the most recent goal scorer for Oshawa. Almost checked into the backboards, but does scoot away. It is a shot there from Josh Gilray. And bench arguing the back in call. Big hit here as the lead pass was intended for Marty Whitaker. Up for Gage Board. He'll now give off for John St. John, who puts it in the corner. And when it's high for Mike Triolo, that is a high pass. Out of the net to play for it is Warren Hill. And this has become long bomb pass practice now for the Six Nations, as they've tried that a few times. If they can get the breakaway opportunity, you know they're going to take the shot. But otherwise, they just want to get out of here with first place and a perfect home record still intact. They'll move to 6-2 on the season. Their goals for will definitely increase. They're now up to 107. They have more goals in 8 games than St. Catharines has in their 10. Does Six Nations now, as they came in with 99. 87 will only go up a little bit as we're in the final minute here. They'll go up to 93 in 8 games, which for those who have hit that mark is the lowest. Toronto also with 93 again. Toronto and Paris later tonight from the Silaps Community Center in Paris. Check out that game on the YouTube channel. In St. Catharines, Peterborough from earlier today, also on the YouTube channel, part of our season-long Arena Lacrosse League coverage. Two-second difference between the game clock and shot clock. 14-goal difference on the board, and Six Nations will take the shot to make sure there's only one more possession, and it will be Oshawa's for 15.8. What a dominating performance here tonight from the Six Nations Snipers. A great game from Luke Laskowicz. Howdice Miracle leaving the game on a stretcher, but putting up 6 points. Craig Point with a hat trick. Lane Smith, Roger Weiss, and of course Warren Hill. 6 goals against. There's the horn. And mercifully, this one comes to an end. One more game on the schedule again for us this evening. I'm Matthew Carrick from the ILA. Thank you for watching, ladies and gentlemen. Be sure to check the YouTube page for, again, season-long coverage of the Arena Lacrosse League here on the JVI Sports Network. We'll talk to you next.